Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Nerds and Dragons. I am your game master or dungeon master, whatever we're calling it, Darby Hallman. And if you want to meet the rest of these people, go watch episode 0 where we all describe our different characters and you can get to know them better. But now we're just going to pretty much start this game. And as we said in episode 0, we are going through the Sunless Citadel, which is actually a super old D&D campaign that was like revamped for 5th edition. So it's a pretty old like thing that's scripted. But as we said in episode 0, after we get through this, we're going to transition into the campaign that I made. And I've never DM'd before, so we will see how it goes. But I think it's going to be fun. And these are going to be like edited into hour-long chunks per arc. So yeah, you can look forward to it. If you've watched the Adventure Zone, that is definitely the biggest like inspiration that I'm getting for structuring this campaign. So I think we can just get started. And I'm gonna be a little awkward with it, but we gonna get through it. So this campaign starts first in a town called Oakhurst, which in the world that I have created is in the western side of the Farron Alliance. It's a small, it's a small, sleepy farming town, about like 900 residents, mostly farmers. There's a few buildings. There's like a village hall, a general store, there's a jail, and there's like an inn and bar, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's a very, very small town. But over the last few days, Oakhurst has actually been a lot more lively than it really ever has been before. And that's because of a royal wedding that's happening in a neighboring town called Springcrest. The wedding is for King Farron of the Farron Empire's younger brother, and his wife just insisted on having her wedding in the Westerlands, even though it's not very populated, just because it's a beautiful area. And because of that, because Springcrest itself is also not that big of a town, it's not really big enough to entertain an entire royal party for a royal wedding. So a lot of the guests have been finding their way into the outskirts and the town surrounding Springcrest, which includes Oakhurst. And most of the time, the only entertaining thing to do in Oakhurst is get drunk and go to the bar. And that's where we find Darvin. Darvin is performing at the Green Ridge Inn and Tavern, and he has been for several days now, because he first came to this tavern just to, play a show or like play at night and then go on his way. But after seeing the crowd, there was like a mixed crowd between like peasant farmers in one table and then like nobles in fine clothing in the next table. But it was actually a pretty good sized crowd. And even though the crowd was very mixed on Darvin's musical styles, like some were a little more receptive than others. The barkeep, Gunther Greenridge, loves Darvin's musical style. Absolutely loves it. So he hired Darvin on to play the rest of the days until the royal party are gone, because it looks like consistently they're getting way more business than they ever have, and he just loves Darvin's music, so he promised him a lot of money to just play through the rest of the royal party. And he didn't actually pay you up front. He was going to pay you afterwards, and you normally wouldn't accept that, but it was just too much gold, and you liked Gunther, so you agreed to it. So we were in the like later days, but you were performing this night, and again, there are a lot of peasants, there's nobles, everyone mixed together, some people enjoying it, some people not. And you're performing, but then as you finish a song or something and things are a little quieter, you start to hear over like behind the bar, you're hearing like some loud, or some, very forceful talking between, and you listen in, and you figure out it's Wyla, who is kind of the second in command for this bar. Like, she's the Gunther's helper, and Cole, who is just like a 12-year-old servant boy for the bar. Like, he cleans and everything. And you listen and you start to hear what they're saying, and you hear Wyla is like kind of talking very sternly to Cole, and she says, "What do you mean it's all gone, Cole?" And then Cole is kind of like looks down at the ground, stammers back to her and says, "My lady, I went to the safe so I could pay Mr. White for his crops, and there's nothing there." And then she just kind of like rubs the space in between her eyes, like obviously very frustrated. And she says, "Has anyone seen Gunther?" And Cole says, "No, my lady. Sarah went by his house, but he's not there. And one of the stable boys says that his horse is gone too." So Wyla, in a fit of anger, like slams her fist on the bar, and it's kind of a crappy bar, so it like rattles and people's drinks go over, and the bar just kind of stares at her, and she just waves them off, and everyone slowly starts to go back to their drinks. But then eventually Darvin, like, she makes eye contact with you because she realizes that you've been listening in our conversation, and she says, "So I take it you heard all of that, Darvin? Darvin, I'm really sorry. I really hate to do this, but we're not going to be able to pay you what we owe you. I don't even know if we can stay open now. If Gunther really did this, I don't know what we're going to do. So I'm sorry, but if you really need the money, there is a job I know. There's a job I know that we can do, that you can do."
Ain't but a thing. Cool cat. I can dig it.
I was expecting Booker T.
Okay, I think now we're gonna cut to Avarice and Brutus. No, that was great. That was all I wanted. Woo! Okay, all right. Now we're gonna cut over. So Wyla said that she was offering him that she knew a job that he could do. Now we're gonna cut to Avarice and Brutus, who are walking into Oakhurst. They both of you have been, like, just from people looking at you, you look ragged and exhausted, like you've been walking all day. Like you've been walking like in distance that you should probably have been riding a horse, but you didn't have one, and you both look kind of exhausted. And as you're coming into the town, I think maybe you're still talking about you haven't known each other very long. You busted him out of prison not very long ago, and I guess I'll leave it to you. Like, how much of your backstory and like what your goals are in here have you told him?
Nothing. I told him I need men, money,
Okay.
and a ship.
Okay, so he doesn't know anything about the family or any of that stuff.
No, he knows men, money, ship, and he will get some lands. That's it. That's all I got.
Brutus, was that enough for you? Was that enough for Brutus?
Sure, why not?
It's enough for him to be out of prison. That's all he knows.
He's like, he kind of can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I need to know. So you guys are walking in. I think in the last town you were in, or in the town that you busted him out of prison of, or whatever, you saw like a job board, like a message board, and you saw a posting for someone who their son and daughter are missing. They're they're kind of a merchant family in Oakhurst, and their son and daughter went adventuring in an old sunken citadel that people called the Sunless Citadel, and they went like weeks ago, and they've never come back, and she's very worried, and like no one in Oakhurst wants to go down there, so she's making a posting for adventurers to aid her. And she was offering, I need to see what she was offering. I kind of forgot. Oh wait, no, I had it in here, didn't I? Need to turn that off too.
Phone's ringing.
Suddenly Brutus Bonebreaker gets called.
Brutus.
He checks his iPhone 7.
Brutus, roll to see if you pick up the phone.
Nope.
No, he didn't pick up the phone.
There seems to be dirt in the Oxport. Bruce has been unable to charge his phone for a couple of days now. It's running low on power.
Man, there were so many cords and outlets in jail. Why'd you press me out?
Damn it, Brutus! Why'd you tell us to go to this fucking town?
I didn't tell you nothing, man. You're the one in charge.
No.
Okay, hello. The woman who put the posting is offering salvage rights for whoever can bring her children back, or at least the gold signets that both of them are wearing, and she's offering 125 GP per character per ring. So for each ring, like, both characters will get 125.
Ooh.
So needless to say, you're taking this job. And the job posting said that she was going to be in the Green Ridge Inn, that she was there every night, and she sat in the corner. It was like the back right corner of the bar is where you'd find her every night, because she's waiting for someone to answer the call. So that's where y'all are going, and you go into the Green Ridge Inn, and you see this strange wood elf kind of having a conversation with the woman behind the bar. He's holding a lute, but he's not playing it. And you're like, interesting.
Do I hear any of their conversation?
Guess roll a perception check. First roll.
You bet me alone to do it.
We can both roll.
-1, man.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, both
second.
of you roll just to see if you both hear. I mean, he would probably just tell you the rest, but
Which one do I roll again?
D20. The 20. That one.
14.
15.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you both hear this conversation. And I think you walk in kind of in the tail part of it, but you hear enough to understand that she's telling him that she can't pay him for, you don't know what. You assume playing the music. You don't know why she can't pay him, but you hear that. And then you hear her start to explain the job, and you kind of see her like slowly pointing over to a lady that's in the far right corner of the bar, and just, like sitting there silently, and she's kind of like muttering and like pointing that way at her.
Sorry, job's taken. And I put my hand around Brutus, and we start walking towards the woman at the table. While I'm just eyeing that damn bard over there.
I was looking like,
Well, the animosity is already strong. All right, do we want to just go to your conversation with her then?
I like how we forgot that it was per person, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's our goal.
Whatever. He just doesn't want this freaking bar in on this.
Listen,
Are you racist against elves? Is that what's going on?
I'm a freaking tiefling. No, I'm the one who gets all the prejudice against. I have a horrible life. So I came here.
So you guys,
pet your head.
So you guys walk over, and the lady there, she introduced herself. She says, "I am Carowin, Cerowyn.
Hello, Carowins.
Carowins. I am Carowins. Hello, nice to meet you." We're just gonna go with Kara. It's my campaign. I can do whatever the hell I want. Hi, I'm Kara. Are you here about the job?
We are.
Okay, and you can kind of sense that she's a little uneasy with both of you, like standing over her, but she kind of like, she resolves herself to it, and she continues on with her story. She thanks you for accepting the job, and she says, my two children, Talgan and Sharwin, they're stupid kids. They thought that they heard all the stories of gold coming out of the citadel, and the fruit. There's a fruit that these goblins have been coming out of the citadel and selling the fruit, saying that it will rejuvenate you, it'll cure any sickness that you have, and as well as over the last year, there's been the goblins coming out of the citadel have been all of a sudden selling priceless artifacts that no one's ever seen before. I mean, goblins have been in the citadel for as long as I can remember, but they never came out with anything other than, just little scraps. So my children thought that they were going to go in there and, make our family rich off of this. I told them not to. I told them our life is just fine the way it is, but they insisted on going. And now I haven't heard. They've never come back. And I'm very, very worried.
Don't worry. Me and my cohort over here will make sure to have your children back. But we just want to make sure,
Does Avarice remember his name? Sorry, go ahead.
Avarice does remember his name.
Okay.
Avarice is very smart. We just want to make sure we will actually be compensated for our duties. Do you have anything to show us that you actually have the money you said?
I mean,
prove it. He doesn't actually say.
She's a little lost. You can tell that she's never really done something like this before, like put out some advertisement. But she just reaches into her bag and pulls out just a few gems just to show this. These are. I mean, we're a merchant family. We sell a lot of different items. I mean, we're not insanely wealthy, but by Oakhurst standards, we are kind of most families wouldn't be able to afford to get there to pay you guys, but we are. You can ask Wyla, the barmaid or whatever, the orc woman over there talking to the weird experimental bard that I don't exactly love, but he's there anyway. She can vouch for me.
I kind of just eye the bard again because I'm like, what's up with this bard?
And I think now Wyla senses that the conversation that she's directing her attention is getting directed towards. So I think she grabs Darvin by the shoulder and brings him over there. And I
facepalm. Here he comes.
I really picture this being a mom who's trying to tell the kids to play with her son. She's and she says, yes, I can absolutely vouch for Kara. She will 100% be able to pay you everything you need. But also, how about Darvin? I think Darvin is a wonderful, wonderful bard, and I've seen him. Cole just last week, he stubbed his toe. It bled a little bit, and Darvin just cured that right up. I think he's perfect for your party.
At this point, Darvin, in a drunken state, because every time he performs, he is under some sort of influence. This time it is of alcohol. He takes a swig from his water skin, which is of course filled with liquor. He puts his arm around Avarice and promptly vomits on Avarice's shoes and says, "Groovy."
Wait, what'd you say?
Groovy.
We're not bringing this drunken bard with us. We'll be splitting the pay. He's a reliability. Look at him. And I just see him kind of droop on my shoulder. Good all.
Well, Wyla kind of looks at you and sizes you up and down and says,
I'm also 5'5".
Yeah,
I'm a small.
She said, I think that's big talk from a scrawny little devil boy who probably, I could probably knock you out with one punch. I think you need this beautiful man and his healing capabilities, his beautiful songs. I mean, you can't hide behind this brute your whole life.
Actually, it's Brutus.
Yes, please refer to him by his actual name. He is very touchy.
You can also call me Mr. Bonebreaker.
That's very creative.
Thanks.
At this point, Darvin flicks you a copper coin, Avarice, and you catch it, you look at it, and then
make
you
a performance check.
Oh, right.
Wait, what copper coin?
You had one copper coin?
Yeah, I had a copper. Oh, he pickpocketed me.
Yes.
You should do a sleight of hand check then.
Oh, I missed this one.
Right. Well, we can try it now, but...
Okay, yeah. I missed that. I
Yeah,
must have
yeah,
been
let's see.
too busy laughing.
There's a sleight of hand.
The D20, and then you add the sleight of hand to it.
Well, it's 12.
12.
That's good enough.
Yeah, I think it's good
13.
enough. That's good enough. Okay. So wait, when did you steal the copper?
Oh, when I vomited on him.
Oh, gotcha. Wasn't attentive enough.
At this point, he flicks the copper coin back to Avarice. Avarice catches the coin, looks at it for a second, and then realizes that it is his copper coin.
I start going through my coin purse that only has one other coin. Yeah, I'm like,
Wyla's eyes light up and see, he's a rogue too. You get a rogue with your bard. This man is exactly what you need. You will die without him. The Sunless Citadel is a dangerous place.
I look at the woman at the table and I says, as long as our pay doesn't change, she can come along.
No, of course not. Of course not. Whatever it takes. If this drunken buffoon helps you in any way, great. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'll be here. I'll be here at the inn whenever you if you can find them, just please. And then Wyla says, well, Darvin, is the least I can do. You and your new friends, I guess, are welcome to stay tonight and rest up for your journey tomorrow. You have free rooms at the Green Ridge, and I mean, feel free anytime to come back here. I mean, we're not going to charge you.
Avarice, bed.
I mean, you two look like you need it.
That sounds fine. Can I also have an ale before I
Ale on the house too. She goes and pours you an ale.
I sit at the bar then, drinking the ale. I assume I look to my right and there's just a little bard just sitting there.
Just slumped over,
So-
murmuring to himself.
Does Darvin finish out his set even though he's not getting paid, or is he packing up?
Well, at one point he kind of stands up on the bar stool and plays a few dissonant, sour notes on his lute. And then he turns to the crowd and says, "Rock on, and good night, everyone." And then he tumbles over and face first into the nearest table. At which point, Wilma rolls her eyes, picks him up, and throws him in the nearest horse stable.
I say he knocks down my half my ale, and I just get up and leave. Going to bed.
I think a lot of the nobles are starting to leave because they're realizing that's what kind of bar this is. Like, I don't want to be around this. The nobles start to think they're too good
it's
for this.
this kind of bar.
But some of the peasants are loving it.
Yes.
The peasants are loving all of this. All right. Well, I think all of you have some drunken, some not so drunken night's sleep. Some in hay bales, some in beds. And yeah, you are all rested up for your journey the next day. And I think by talking to Kara and talking to Wyla and maybe talking to some of the people around town, we won't do all of that, but like by talking to them, you get the location of the Sunless Citadel. It's a few miles outside of Oakhurst. From what you've gathered, it used to be a great citadel that people aren't really sure who lived there, but like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, it sank into the earth. And now there's just a giant chasm is all you can really see from the land. But underneath there is a gigantic citadel that has mostly, from what everyone said, has been overrun by goblins now. Like, that basically goblins live there. There's a whole colony there. For the most part, they don't mess with people, but they do come out and sell valuable items to people in Oakhurst and the surrounding areas. Yeah, and these two aren't the first people to go into the Sunless Citadel and not come back alive. And you get the feeling that people don't really think this could be all goblins, you know. There's something else going on and everything. Let's see if there's some other things that you probably need to know. I can just kind of read some of these things. Just from asking around, you get no one knows for sure what the Sunless Citadel once was, but legends hint that it served as the retreat of an ancient dragon cult. The old road skirts the Ashen Plain, a lifeless area. A character... Oh, sorry. Yeah, that works. Cattle herders don't graze their stock too far afield these days. They're frightened by stories of new monsters that maraud by night. From time to time, cattle and people who have gone out alone at night have been found dead the next day, bearing dozens of needle-like wounds. No one has seen the creature that causes this mayhem, nor do they leave a discernible trail. And then, yeah, that's... and also, sometimes the goblin offer a different... Or you know about the apple that I told you about. Yeah.
Yep.
But apparently in the wintertime, sometimes the apple that goblins have come up to sell was white, and they sold it as it was the same thing that like cures your wounds, but the people that bit it died. They died immediately. It is summertime now.
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, it is summertime now. And yeah, so unless y'all have things that you want to do before, I'd say the next day y'all all just go to y'all go down
I'm
the old road.
penniless currently. I can't do anything.
Can't do anything. Yeah.
Brutus is the only one that has money.
So
The guy that just came from prison somehow.
It's because I gave him the rest of mine to
Yeah.
keep him in my company.
So you guys all go down the old road with, kind of anticlimactic. There's not much there. It's pretty much just completely desolate like everyone said it would be. But eventually you come to where the citadel is supposed to be, and there's a giant ravine. Here's the thing. The old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens. 2 of the pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine, and a sturdy knotted rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars on the side of the ravine. And that is where you find yourself. Can y'all roll an investigation check? All
Okay.
of you.
7 on investigation, guys.
I got 8.
Okay.
And it's high.
Well,
In Tatsuke's stupor, he's just like, what's that? Yeah.
at least there's 3 of you, because Jacob's the only one that notices this. But so Jacob, you notice that the area in and around the pillars has hosted many small campfires, some as recent as a month ago. And someone went to some effort to eye the entrance of the cave from casual scrutiny. You also notice that the rope tied to the pillar, it goes down into the ravine, and it looks like it just goes down as far as you can see, and it becomes blackness. You also kind of deduce that you think the rope's in good condition. It looks like it probably is not that old, like it was tied there fairly recently. And I think maybe you tug on it a little bit, and you determine that you think it could support your weight going down into the ravine.
Oh, no.
I had to steal the mic from Jeff. I suggest that we climb down the rope. And I suggest that Brutus Bonebreaker, since he is the heaviest of all of us, should go first.
I don't know if that logic checks out.
I actually agree with the bard on this one. But first, I walk towards the edge and I kick a rock.
You don't. It takes a very long time before you hear a very slight
Thunk.
Yeah, thunk. But you do hear the thunk.
Yeah, so Brutus, if you would not mind leading the way.
Would it
We
make
want
more
our-
sense for a smaller person to check out the rope?
Nah, we always want the strongest to go first. Come on, big boy, you could survive that fall.
Oh, yeah. Sure, I guess why not?
Hey, both of us have magic. We'll save you if something happens.
What kind of magic you have that would be able to
Fine,
save
here.
me?
This is what I do. I take out my rope that I have in my bag. And here, I tie it around your waist. I'm fine, if you fall, I'll catch you. As I hold on to it. So you're going to climb down that one rope with this one around your waist.
This 5'5" tiefling man.
Gotcha. Here, Bard, take the other end.
I never work on an empty stomach.
Wait, why do I just use that rope to climb down? It's probably
Because why don't we just use 2 ropes?
Is someone climbing down the rope?
Fine, I tie it around myself and I start making my way. I throw the one into Brutus and I start making my way down. Pansy.
making my way downtown.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. It's a sturdy rope, and you Sorry, the book literally says to not make you check, but y'all went into that for a long time, and I appreciate it. Yes, you make it to the bottom just fine. Do you shout anything back up?
It's all good.
Okay.
All right. Do the remaining party members trust the rope and Avarice?
They do.
They do. Okay.
As they go down the rope, I shake it when Bruce is going down.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I was about to say,
He's like
and it
halfway
doesn't
down.
really shake because I'm so heavy and he's a weakling.
It's gonna be easy, but make it dexterity saving throw.
1.
Yeah, you're good. If it wasn't a 1, I was gonna say you were good. Okay. Hey everybody, this is your Dungeon Master and totally not your best friend, Darby Hallman. I'm totally not ripping off the Adventure Zone with almost everything I do in this podcast. Shh, don't tell Griffin. Please don't sue me. This is the section of the podcast that I'm going to use to, give out any announcements or updates and housekeeping for the podcast as well as the channel. And also where I'm going to give out some shout outs for, music that we're using or fan involvement that we're super excited about. Just basically anything that exists outside of the podcast that I need to tell you guys about. This is also the place where any sponsorships that we get in the future, this is where those would go. It probably won't happen, but we'd like to keep it open. So KFC, if you're listening, maybe we can make something happen. Now I just want to make like weaponized popcorn chicken or some sort of mashed potatoes and gravy based magical item. Would that make things better for you, KFC? I mean I'll work on your terms, okay? I just want money, please. Okay, with that out of the way, I'd like to thank Hanu Digsit for his song Distant Lands, which serves as our theme song. If you'd like to get in touch with us for any reason, our Twitter DMs are open, or you can contact us at nerdsatlargecontact@gmail.com. We appreciate any help you can give us in sharing the podcast, whether that's sharing us on Twitter or Facebook or just telling friends about us. This is obviously a very new thing for us, and it would be really cool if we could manage to get a following of people who are enjoying what we're putting out. We're very excited about it. So if you like us, please share us and tell all your friends, tell your grandma. She's gonna just love it. Just love it. Last few things, if you didn't see it in the same podcast feed, we do have an episode 0 where all 3 of our players talk about their characters, and I give a little bit of insight into how the podcast is going to work. I don't think that episode 0 is mandatory. If you want to just jump straight into the campaign, I think that's perfectly fine. Pretty much everything that we say in that episode is going to come out in the story, but that's there if you just want a little bit of a primer, and you'll know some of the backstory that we are alluding to, and that is going to be fleshed out as we go forward. Make sure to follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/nerdsatllarge, on Twitch at twitch.tv/nerdsatllargegaming. You can check out the Nerds at Large Gaming podcast that posts every Monday talking about video games, and look forward to our Nerds at Large Spoilercast on Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. And I'm kind of dating this podcast if you're listening in the future, but hopefully that movie's good. Pretty bad reviews so far, but here's hoping. All right, you guys, I'll let you get back to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. I'm really excited to see what you guys think about the direction and where this is going to go. this first arc is obviously very scripted, and it's me getting used to being a DM. But I really think once we get into the stuff that I've written, and I can kind of tailor the game experience to what I like and what my three friends like, I really think it's going to start being cool. So, you know, stick with us through this first arc. I think it's a lot of fun, but I think it's going to get a lot better moving forward. So I'm excited. All right, I'll let you go. Bye. All right, well, so you guys, I think we can finally go to roll 20.
One.
Okay, so when you get down off the thing, you're on another sandy ledge. It's a sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of the ledge, descending into darkness. So yeah, now you are on another ledge that it looks like it goes down into another. It goes further down into the chasm where you can't really see again, but it's stairs, not rope this time. And that's at the far end. So you're here, and there's this thing just goes like this, and then this is the stairway going down. And there's rocks and debris. You kind of can't. You're gonna have to step over rocks and debris to get over it.
We can see throughout this entire room though, like everything's fine.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can't see.
I have dark vision, by the way, up to 60 feet.
Yeah, like all of you can see the like ends of the ledge. You can't see inside the debris. You see, like you're gonna have to climb over that.
I might make a perception check just to make sure there's nothing in this room that might be of value.
Yeah, go ahead.
Might as well.
We got a 5 and a 3, or an 8 and a.
I have a 4.
What's your perception?
I have a 14.
It's probably not gonna make it. Yeah. Okay. You rolled a 14. You're good. Okay. You notice humanoid footprints as well as rat tracks of unusually large size. The footprints lead down the stairs. You also notice a ring of stones in the center of this ledge that has obviously hosted a lot of campfires there, but it doesn't appear that one has been lit for a while, for a long while. You know, it looks very old in the thing. But inside the ash pile are a few rough-hewn spear tips of goblin manufacture and small animal bones.
Well, as soon as I see the big rat footprints, I look to Bruce. It's like, dude, I hear your rat stew's amazing. We're eating good tonight.
We eating good.
Keep your eye out for that. Yeah. Other than that, I take no mind to the rat footprints.
Darvin comments that this place has given him the heebie-jeebies. Man, this place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Just like that.
Stop being a scaredy cat.
So you deduce with that perception that there are probably creatures in this rubble that you should maybe be cautious.
Okay.
So does anyone care to meander across the rubbles?
I'll go first, but as I'm walking, I'll cast Thaumaturgy, and Thaumaturgy lets me do a myriad of things.
Okay.
But the thing I will be doing is casting a bright light from my hand that will illuminate the entire room as I walk around, seeing if I can flush out whatever's in the rubble.
Yeah.
As I'm walking.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. I think the perception check was good enough. Once you do that, you hear a bunch of rats scurrying away and terrified shrieks, and you start to see them scurry away and go deeper into the rubble, away, trying to get as far away from you as possible.
Do you have a crossbow?
I have a hand axe.
Throw it.
I'm throwing the hand axe.
Get the rat.
All right, roll it. D20, and then you add
15.
your. I mean that should hit. Yeah, that hits anyway. So roll damage now. It's what is your damage for the hand axe? It's 1d6
Plus
is hand axe
plus
plus whatever, or I don't know.
it might just be 1d6.
It just
Okay.
says 1d6.
1d6 damage. 4.
Okay. Well, the giant rat you threw at. He squeals in pain, and he tries to continue running away.
Okay. As it's running, I put my finger out like it's a gun, and I cast Eldritch Blast, and a beam of light shoots out of my fingertip.
Okay, we're all.
As soon as I pull it, I'm just gonna give me the.
I'm not even doing initiative for this because the rat is not trying to fight back. It's trying to run away. You're just murdering this rat.
We want to eat.
We need dinner.
Plus, I want my hand axe back.
Yeah. Here, let me. Oh wait, I have your character sheet pulled up right here. Could have just looked at that.
It's an 18.
All right. It's dead as hell.
Well, it's an 18 to hit.
Oh, okay.
Let me roll to give me a d10. 1d10. Seven.
Okay. Just so we know, we won't go back, but just so we know for future, this says 1d6 plus 3 for hand axe.
Okay.
What'd you do?
It was a 7.
Yeah, it's dead.
So, yeah. By the way, this
I think
beam
it,
of
like-
light, it looks like a Dragon Ball Z attack, coming out of my fingertips, but it's just
So
a white
spirit gun.
Yeah, basically spirit gun, but more not like ball shaped. It's more like a cylindrical. It's almost like a Dunanray from TN.
I think not only is this thing dead, it kind of looks like it's already cooked.
Yeah.
It kind of like the meat actually starts smelling like kind of nice. Like
Let's break.
charred.
Yeah, lunch break. Okay, you said you couldn't do anything on an empty stomach. Let's feed the bard.
Oh, and I take my hand axe and put it back.
So all of you rip into this giant rat and
We used the fire pit you described.
Yeah, you just like light it up with your finger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can cast fire. So yeah, I just light it up. We start cooking.
What am I supposed to do with you eating a giant rat? I don't think
Nothing,
it
we're
does
done.
anything. You just eat a giant rat.
We're full and we're ready to go.
Yep.
Unless
Bruce is cracking open the bones and sucking out the marrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to know, does Darvin have like a flask that he carried down here?
Yes, all the
okay,
time.
yeah, absolutely.
See, this is what we do. We give him time to
Get a buzz going. Get a buzz
after-
going.
Yeah,
before-
after they get done eating their meal, Darvin takes out a piece of parchment from his pouch and some powder and rolls a mean spliff and turns to Avarice if he can give him a light.
Yeah, I snap my fingers and on my thumb it's just a small little flame, and I
Hell
just
yeah.
light his joint.
God, this is good D&D-ing, you guys. We are doing it.
I grunt in appreciation.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that after you're done consuming this disgusting giant rat, you all move down the ravine, down the
Yes.
staircase. Get your sheets out of my battle area, please. Like, okay. So you go downstairs. Okay. As you're going down the stairs, a fortress emerges from the darkness. The subterranean citadel, though impressive, seems long forgotten. If the lightless windows, cracked crenellations, and leaning towers are any indication, all is quiet, though a cold breeze blows up from below, bringing with it the scent of dust and a faint trace of rot. And as you're going through it, so then you go down the stairs and you descend into the actual citadel. So you descend into the darkness, and then you come up on a courtyard that says the narrow stairs empty into a small courtyard, apparently the top of what was once a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding floor. The floor stretches away from you to the north and south, composed of a layer of treacherous, crumbled masonry, which reaches to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must be the Sunless Citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
So that is the courtyard. Y'all are in. Okay. So does anyone want to cross the crumbled courtyard?
Sure, why not?
All right, Brutus. Finally, the tank is like taking the lead. Okay. All right, make a dexterity acrobatics check, Jeffrey.
That stuff I'm actually good at though. 17.
Yeah, you did. It doesn't even matter what your
21!
plus is. You're good. You're good. Yeah. Okay, you jump over half the masonry, like just fine, easily, like boom, right over it. Okay, yeah, so you got halfway through. Which one are you?
Black.
You got halfway to, this is just going to be the end or whatever. You got halfway, in order to get the rest of the way, you actually have to make another dexterity check.
Well,
Plus what?
4.
Okay.
What was it
It's a 7.
total?
Okay. You're just you're stuck in the masonry. You like fall down into it, and you're trying to get out, but you get the feeling you're gonna need some assistance to get you out.
Hey, can I have some help?
Okay. Before I do anything, I want to make a perception check to see if there's any easier way to get across this.
You dick.
After watching him get stuck. I definitely do not see another way to get across. It's
No, you do not see another way to get
I kind
across.
of just like look around and I'm like, okay, here I come.
All right, make a dexterity check, acrobatics check. You can re-roll if you need to, but
15.
or keep it because it's high. Yeah, you make it halfway. You're orange, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And you can I'd say you go ahead and help.
Okay, I don't need to make a roll. I just kind of.
I don't think so. You help Brutus out of the masonry.
I look at Brutus, give him a little salute, like see ya, and I try to make the rest of the
All
journey.
right, make another dexterity save.
7, and I fall back into it.
Now you're falling in. And actually,
Get you dick.
Okay.
See ya, and I just kind of just trip over.
Trip over
basically.
like a banana.
all right. So where Brutus just kind of got his like lower half of his body sunk into the masonry, you kind of just collapse straight through, and you collapse into a cavity underneath the masonry, and you're kind of just like laying there, like you're recovering from this fall, and you turn your head to the right and right into the eyes of a giant rat. So you have enough room to like stand up a little bit, but you are pretty cramped, and this giant rat is looking very angry.
I look at the rat and I say sit, and I cast command to make the rat
I'm sure
sit.
you have to roll for what
Well,
this
you
is.
have to roll.
For what am I doing a saving thing?
It's like a whiz. Let me look it up again.
I highly doubt the rat is very wise.
Well, never mind. I can't do this anyways. It has to understand my language, so never mind.
Yeah, the rat.
Okay.
absolutely cannot
Well,
understand your
then
language.
instead of that, I just smile and I point my finger at him and I
Well,
pull the trigger.
well, actually, no.
We
I
have to do
actually
initiative.
should do it. It's just you two though. You two are not in the fight, so
Okay.
I'm actually. You roll your initiative. Sorry, I gotta get in the hang of this.
21.
Just barely, but you are going first.
Go. First thing I'll do is again put my finger out, and it's going to be Eldritch Blast gun to the head.
All right.
It'll be 15.
Okay. Yes, that hits.
Okay. D10. 1d10. That would be an 8.
And the rat kind of explodes.
His brain's
It's engulfed in flame, and you kind of hear it scream like.
Well,
it
Eldritch
just-
Blast is not even a flame.
Oh, it's not?
It-
Okay.
It's just a piercing light.
Okay, then
It
it
goes
goes
through-
straight through its
Yeah.
fucking body,
Yeah.
and blood like
It's
splatters
literally
over the
like a gun-
base.
It's literally like I have a gun. That's because I'm doing the gun like for a finger gun. It's literally a gun.
That's
that I
so
have.
good. That's good. Yeah, the drag.
Yo,
the,
Avarice, you got dinner.
Yeah, I grab him. I grab the rat and I put him in my backpack and it's like,
all right, well,
This is gonna-
mark giant rat carcass in your inventory. I
Yeah, take it.
guess.
I'll
The
remember.
whole
that.
rat.
Okay, so now I look up and I'm trying to figure a way out. That's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah.
I am the DPS, guys. Eldritch Blast is a
Clearly.
cantrip, so I can cast it anytime I want.
All right. Well, while Alex is trying, Alex is up here. He's like he had made it halfway to the door on that side, and then
Yeah.
he's like down in the ravine. Jeff, you're good now, and Darvin's just chilling.
Yeah, I'm just
Maybe he's brought out his
scratching my
loot.
head.
I don't know. He's like-
Well,
Yeah, you're just playing music. You hear about it.
he's like he's like accompanying all this like you following through. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Jeff, are you gonna try to go all the way through, or maybe try to help your friend out?
I guess I'll help him. He does have dinner.
Yeah, I did get dinner.
All right, we'll make a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, that's enough. You run over, or I don't know. You don't run. It doesn't mean that much to you. You walk over to Alex there. Now make a strength check if you're wanting to try to pull him out.
Strength +5.
Yep. You are able to pull the tiefling out of the well, like yeah, I think you just kind of like
by one hand, he just like lifts me up.
it's like he's pulling up like a little kid. Yeah, by the horn. See, he grabs you by the horn and just like
And just have my arms crossed coming up.
All right, both of you are now at the door. Darvin, you gonna make a
Yeah,
go with
so
this?
I just kind of like scratch my head, and I'm gonna roll a perception to see if there's an easier way
Okay,
around the room.
go for it.
After watching us struggle.
Yeah.
He rolled a nat 20.
You don't have to nat
Yeah.
20 instant success.
Okay.
So you look over, and not only is there a clear walkway around the side over into the door, it's so abundantly obvious that it seems really freaking stupid that they weren't able to do it.
Does he beat us there?
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's better. He's been there, like he's been
The
there
whole
for
time.
like a long time. Like he's already playing his loot there. Like when you show up
He's tuning his loot.
there.
Then I see you guys come up, and I'm like, was waiting on you.
And he also.
I kind of like look around. It's like, how did he?
Or and on that path on the right side, like he found 5 copper pieces, like just like, just like in the rubble, just on the side, like he was just walking around. I was like, ooh, look at that!
We got dinner.
Who needs 5 copper when we're about to get 125 gold?
Alrighty. Okay, now you've gone into and you go into the next area. Get away, giant rat. No one cares. All right. So now you come into this circular room. It says this circular area is cobbled with cracked granite, upon which sprawl the bodies of 4 goblins, apparently slain in combat. One corpse stands with its back against the western wall, the spear that killed it still skewering it and holding it upright. The 3 wooden doors lead from this area. A hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet in the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone, except for a couple of crumbled ledges. Yeah, so there's 3 doors. I don't know if you can see it all that well, but there's one in the top left, one in the bottom left, and then one at the very bottom.
The first thing I would probably do is go to the one that's hanging by the spear and make a medical check, because I want to see like how long he's been dead. So I want to attempt to do.
Okay, go ahead.
2.
Woo-wee.
Don't worry, my medical
I can't help you out.
+1 medicine. So I look at it,
So a 3.
look at it, and I'm like, he sure is dead.
It sure is a dead
And
goblin.
I just shrug and be like, "Yep, that's pretty
I've actually
dead."
never seen a goblin before, huh?
So this is what they look like. Okay.
I'm pretty puzzled when I look at it. Just okay.
What do you think, Brutus?
Seen a lot of dead things. That thing sure is dead.
Also make like a investigation check to see if there's anything of value that the goblins had on themselves. We can all probably do this.
Yeah.
I'm 13.
1.
Yeah, so Alex, you discover that the bodies have actually been looted. It looks like there's even some of the pockets that look like they were ripped or something. Like there's someone has taken it. And where was the thing? It seems like rats have been gnawing at their corpses.
Okay.
That's hot.
It is pretty hot.
Look around for a rat, Brutus. We don't know how long we're going to be down here.
So I
Okay.
go to 1, I look at it and like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. What is this? What are we doing?
So which way y'all want to go?
I say we go right.
Why is that?
Just a hunch. Just my gut. Gotta follow your gut, man.
All he did was flip his flask and it just pointed in that general direction.
Upon hearing the bard ask for right, I start walking to the left door.
Which left door?
The farthest left.
This left door.
And also thaumaturgy, if it's locked, I use thaumaturgy and it opens locked doors, so it flies open.
Just immediately?
Yeah, just flies open.
Is that a cantrip?
Huh? It's a cantrip.
I feel like there has to be some.
Nope. Locked doors are locked windows. It
Yeah.
it flies open though. It slams. It's not like it's not stealthy. It just
Okay.
it flies open.
Do you have to like roll
Dude,
to?
wait.
Nope.
to do
It just happens.
Well,
Okay.
let's say I got plus 4 stealth. Did you want me to do it?
Too bad. I'm
Okay.
He's
not even-
already done it. He's already there.
My character is thinking at this point is there's nothing here to hurt me.
Well, we'll see about that. I mean,
My
yeah.
character is very overly confident. he just one shot a rat. He's confident.
He's feeling good. He's got that adrenaline pumping. Okay, well, yeah. This door flies open. The door like comes off the hinges and just like falls to the ground. And you're in this small little room. It says this pocket chamber is damp and cold. The skeletons of 3 long dead archers slump against the rubble-filled arrow slits along the east and south wall. And yeah, like upon the door slamming open, the skeletons just erupt into, they like animate immediately, like insanely fast. And like you even get the sense that like these skeletons are surprised. They're like scrambling up, like oh god, and they get their weapons.
We coordinate this. Bill, you're supposed to do the thing, Bill. It starts rising.
and since Alex kind of like abandoned you guys and ran over here, Alex is going to be the only one that's rolling initiative, and after everyone goes through, I'll let you guys come in because you're going to have to like run across the room to get there if you want to get there. So
How
you
many-
roll
how
initiative.
many-
Man, I told him we should
3
have got right.
skeletons.
3 skeletons.
You should have waited for me to see if I picked the lock.
The mass tiefling.
6 initiative.
It will. I'll just make I'll just like kind of make it off to the side. We know. what's
Remember,
going on.
every square is like 10 feet.
Yeah,
So I don't know how big the
not very big at all. You're here. In fact, we'll just
Do I go first, please? Please.
you roll a 4, right?
Please roll all theirs individually so I'm not getting hit 3 times before I have a reaction.
Yeah. Well, I'll say like so. Darvin, did you already walk to the? You were already walking this way.
I think I just suggested.
You
Yeah, he
suggested,
just
okay.
suggested it.
And not moved. He just kind of went his own direction.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, let's go right. And I'm like, whatever. And I like go left, and I just I like flick my fingers. The door
Okay,
flies
here's
open.
how I'll do this. Like, I think you guys like the thing flew open and the skeletons made a lot of noise getting up. So I think you guys know something's up. So make a athletics check, both of you, to see if you're able to get there in time. To
I
be
will
in
say
the-
sprint speed is 60. It's double your walking speed. So if they're sprinting over there, they just won't have an action to attack. If that makes sense.
I got 18.
Okay, I'll like at least for here, just for the sake of I'm gonna put Jeff into the order, but you're in the same role where you have to wait one turn.
Yeah, I'm fine
get
with Jeff
there.
even being last. I just don't want to get hit. I just don't want to get hit 3 times.
I think Jeff roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
12.
You might have to use his first turn to sprint over there, but it's fine.
Okay, all right. We doing battle, boys. Okay, the skeleton on the right is going first,
Okay.
and he.
And don't forget, you for combats, you when you level up, it will change. But at the very beginning, you have 1 attack, 1 reaction. A reaction basically means like if someone like walks past you, you can react to it and like attack them. So you have 1 reaction and 1 attack per like until you get back to you.
He's going to run up to Avarice and use his short sword, and
Okay. My DC is gonna be
that was a 19.
yeah, that hits.
Yeah. And
How much damage do I take? I don't have a lot of health. This is what I'm afraid of.
So maybe you shouldn't run ahead. Maybe you shouldn't run ahead of your party.
But I'm playing the character. The character didn't give a fuck.
This is true. This is true.
I'm not.
Well, luckily for you, he's hitting for 2.
Okay. He hits me for 2.
Oh wait, sorry, no, 33.
3. Okay. Well, I have a reaction to this because he walked into my range. Plus, this spell is also just a reaction spell.
Right.
So I use Hellish Rebuke. I point my finger at a target that just attacked me, and I do 2d10 worth of damage. If they fail a what's it called? Saving throw. Let me see what saving
which
throw
one?
is. I think it's Dex. Plus, I think these skeletons should be weak to fire as well, so I should be doing double damage as well.
Doesn't say anything about fire.
Okay. Remember that. Still 2d10 damage if they, or half that on a successful save.
Okay, so he rolled if it's Dex, he rolled a 17.
Okay. So he does jump out of the way, but I still do half damage. I do 8 damage. And I want to use the rest of my turn to use my walking.
It's not your turn, right? This was a
Oh,
reaction.
yeah, reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay, now it is Brutus's turn.
So
And you are like, I imagine you're
Yes.
like right behind him. Like you ran up to here, and then we're. Oh, sorry. And then you're like right there.
okay.
You just see me get slashed and me just
Yeah,
like
this is the
point
one
him, burst into flames.
Okay, so I'll attack that one, the one that's right in front of him. So
Yeah, roll and attack.
12 plus 5.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So now,
Are you attacking with the long sword?
I actually have 10 health right now because I forgot when I killed that rat, I absorbed him because of my ability.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this will be a lot easier when we have D&D Beyond. We can click up and click down.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 plus 3, so 7.
He does 7 damage. Yeah, he is dead. He crumbles to the ground. You're attacking the skeleton, right? Yeah, he crumbles into bones, just like scattered all over the floor. And it's kind of gross, kind of smells like dust. And
Okay, so can I do this or do it so position myself so I'm in front of him? Like he's kind
does he
of
get like bonus movement?
You get 30 feet worth of movement, you get an attack, you get a reaction. Well,
But,
you get your movement speed and you get an attack.
like, can you attack and then use the rest of your movement speed afterwards? Then yeah. Then that's
I was gonna do it again in front of him,
Yeah.
so maybe like he's in the doorway or something. I'm just kind of
Yeah, he just can't take
So I
another
can-
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm more likely to get attacked.
It's
I
a
guess,
small
is
enough
my-
doorway that I think you can body block it.
Yeah.
You can kind of just get out, stretch your arms out. And everything.
I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so Hello, we are back. Badoom boom. So we've had Skeleton Right and Brutus attack. Now it is time.
Mid Skelly.
Hello, introducing Skeleton Left. Skeleton Left is going to. Can he do anything? All right, Skeleton Left is actually going to make a ranged attack with his short bow. Okay. On to Brutus.
Have fun trying to hit Brutus.
Yeah. I didn't say he was a smart skeleton. That is a 15 plus.
Is it one of those things
Where is
that
it?
if it's equal, the armor gets priority?
I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
It's 19.
Okay, it matches him.
He actually had a +4. Yeah, I know it's one of them wins ties. I forget which one between attack and defense. There's one of them that wins ties. But
I feel like in most of these, I'm not saying it's in this.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the defense gets priority.
yeah, that's what I would think. Are you looking that up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking up.
That's what I would think.
Tie goes to the defender.
Yeah.
So he shoots and you just barely like nudge your head over and it like sticks into the
I'm
wall.
just
Sticks to the wall right beside your head.
like, that was like,
Yeah, it was like, oh, so close. So such a narrow miss that like you felt the wind going by your head. Okay. Now it is Avarice's turn.
Sweet. I put my
Dope.
I put my arm over Brutus's shoulder, point for middle Skelly. Yeah, literally like this over his shoulder. Here.
Okay, he has this.
Okay.
I'm like this.
He's like draped over Jeff's shoulder. And he
And
has
I
finger
shoot-
guns over him.
Yeah, I shoot middle Skelly.
Okay.
How can you like point your arm over him? You're like 5 feet tall. And he's like 6'7".
he gets
like-
on my back.
I like I jump on his back.
Yeah, you like attach
You
yourself
like
onto
wrap
his
your
back.
legs around him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wrap my legs around him.
I love it. You're like a monkey on his back, like with pointing finger guns.
Wait, should that be an acrobatic roll to see if he gets on my back?
Oh, no, please.
Yes, I'll give you advantage because like I think Jeff is on your level. Jeff knows what's up, or Brutus knows what's up. What's your acrobatics? And what'd you get?
That's mine.
Did you get a 13?
Yeah.
I only did a DC 10. You're fine.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Now I'm actually shooting my
Yes.
Eldritch Blast. 18.
Yes, the skeleton also just you pierce straight through his bony rib cage. His his like skulls and bones go flying.
That was 18 to hit.
Oh, sorry.
9 damage.
With no pluses.
Yeah, no pluses.
Okay. Well, yeah, you hit him. It hurts hard. Some bones go flying like behind him, and he like stumbles back, but he regroups. He rebuilds him. You know, he gets back up, and he's still kicking, but he's not looking good.
Okay. To end my turn, I want to push off of Brutus and say, "Hey, get in there," and I'm going to run back.
Such a good friend.
We're not friends.
We will be. You don't know. This might take a really dark turn this whole campaign, Jeff. You don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, now. All right, now it's Skeleton Middle's time to shine. Who rolled? No, he's not dead. He's weak, but he's not dead. Middle Skeleton is just going to run up, short sword, attack Brutus. Here we go. That's a 3 plus 4.
Ooh, that hits. That feels bad, right?
Oh yeah.
I think he just swings right by your shoulder. Like, absolutely, it had no chance. It had no chance in ever hitting. All right, now, what's your freaking name? Darvin. Darvin, you are officially now. It's your turn. So, I think you've been running this whole time, and I think now you're like right with Avarice.
Okay, so the problem is that a lot of my spells are area of effect, so I can't use them without also harming Brutus. So I will opt for my crossbow. Can I shoot the skeleton in the room?
Yeah.
Probably a middle skelly, maybe from his.
Yeah, probably only middle skeleton. Especially like I think you're like shooting
Like in the doorway.
beside Brutus. Like
Yeah.
you're like so you can't. Yeah, you can't reach left, but you can reach middle.
Okay.
Is the middle one the one that's hurt? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
middle's the one's hurt. That's one I attacked.
The left one, you killed the one on the right.
Yeah, I attacked middle.
Okay, I did it to the wrong one, but
I killed the other one.
my bad.
4.
So 14, that is a hit. Now roll d20 to see how much damage.
A D20.
Or whatever your weapon is. Sorry, it's not a d20.
I'll be broken.
Yeah, I'll be broken.
It says +2 next to it.
Yep. So you do 5 damage.
5 damage. That
So,
is.
no, wait. Yeah, I read that wrong.
Yeah, he crumbles to the ground, and he also crumbles into a pile of bones. Yeah, he is dead. So we still have left skeleton, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Left skeleton hasn't taken any damage yet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now we will go back to the top of the order, which would be Brutus.
So I'm gonna attack Mr. Skelly Man or move or whatever I need to do.
Yeah. Just run up and hit him with your sword. Basic bitch attack. That's it.
18.
That's it.
So 4.
Okay.
You saw it was a pretty good plus at least.
Yeah, to save him from his ones.
Like how the arm strike is just straight up just a 4.
You want to see my unarmed? It's a 0.
Okay.
Nice.
I can't.
All right. Now it is Left Skelly's turn. Left Skelly is going to once again shoot with his bow. Roll that in here. That is a 6.
Is Jeff unstoppable?
This arrow doesn't even come remotely close to Jeff, and now it's Avarice's turn.
Okay, same thing. Eldritch Blast.
Are you still on his back?
No. I like ran
Jump
back.
out, yeah.
I'm stepping up next to
Darvin.
Darvin.
I'm sorry.
10 plus what?
It's a +5. It's 15.
That hits.
Okay, let's see how much damage.
CX.
Straight
CX.
6.
Okay. Well, he is looking very weak. Not quite dead, but very, very weak.
I can't get the final hit on these guys. If I can get the final hit, I can get more health.
Yeah, now it is Darvin again.
Okay.
He's very weak. Skeleton's very
Right.
weak.
Well, I guess I'll just run up to him
Yeah, you just run up and melee
and
him.
I'll melee him with a dagger. So
Drunk board.
I'm pretty sure I hit.
Yes, you absolutely.
Wait. You have Vicious Mockery, right? That's a cantrip.
Yeah, that's not gonna kill him.
No, but it's funny.
Yeah. We'll use
There's
that
going to be a
later.
lot of fighting.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of fighting.
And then I roll 1d4. So just
It's the
Is it this one? How is that? I've never understood how this works.
what?
The 1d4 with the different like numbers
roll
and
it.
stuff. Okay.
And say 2 at the top all the way around.
Okay. Gotcha. Is it 2 plus anything?
Yeah, 2 plus 2, so 4.
Yep, he's dead.
Cool.
Just enough. You've solved my skeleton puzzle.
Yeah, we solved the skeleton puzzle, guys. We killed it.